Imagine a message not sent from the polished halls of government or whispered in diplomatic backchannels, but forged in the vibrant heart of a community, traveling thousands of miles across the Atlantic. This wasn't just any message, it was a powerful call, carrying the weight of history and the fierce spirit of solidarity, aimed directly at a leader who dared to challenge the global order. Have you ever felt that burning conviction to speak out against injustice, even when it seems your voice is too far away to matter? Do you believe that the collective voice of a community, bound by shared heritage and purpose, can actually shift the scales of global influence? How deep does the connection to your roots run, powerful enough to bridge continents and demand attention? In a bustling corner of New York City, far from the geopolitical stages of the world, a group of Black Americans felt an urgent, undeniable pull. They saw a moment unfolding in Africa, a leader taking a stand, and they knew they had to respond. They crafted a message sharp and clear, challenging long-held assumptions about power and who gets to wield it. What was in this message that made it so potent, so impossible to ignore? Why did it resonate so deeply with a leader thousands of miles away? And what does this extraordinary exchange reveal about the hidden, powerful currents shaping our world today? If you believe in the power of community voice, hit that like button right now, and subscribe to Magnificent Story for more untold political trends that are reshaping our reality. The air inside the Brooklyn Community Hall crackled with a familiar intensity. It was a space where the vibrant rhythms of West Africa met the undeniable pulse of New York City, creating a unique energy. This wasn't just a meeting place, it was a vital hub, a crucible for discussion and activism among a diaspora deeply connected to their roots. Here, conversations about the African continent weren't distant news reports. They were urgent, personal dialogues about identity, shared history, and the collective future. Gathered tonight were figures central to this community's engagement. At the table's head sat Ms. Aminata Diallo, an elder whose quiet presence commanded respect, her life a testament to the enduring struggle for Pan-African ideals. Beside her was Brother Malik, a young organizer whose dynamic energy and passion for economic justice represented the modern face of activism. Providing crucial context was Dr. Sekou Touré, a political scientist whose academic insights grounded their discussions in geopolitical reality. For everyone present, the politics of Africa were woven into the fabric of their own lives, a continuous thread connecting past, present, and future across the Atlantic. The focal point of the Brooklyn gathering, the spark that ignited their urgent discussion, was a figure thousands of miles away, Captain IBRAHIM Traoré, the young military leader at the helm in Burkina Faso. His rise had captured global attention, but it was his recent speech that truly resonated, circulating like wildfire through diaspora networks online. Traoré spoke with an unvarnished directness rarely heard from national leaders. His core message was a clear, forceful assertion of Burkina Faso's absolute right to control its own destiny, its precious resources, and its security, explicitly pushing back against the lingering influence of former colonial powers and other external actors. For the New York community, this wasn't just political rhetoric, it was an echo of a long-held dream. Traoré's words channeled the spirit of historical Pan-African figures, leaders like Thomas Sankara, who had similarly championed sovereignty and self-reliance before him. His defiant stance felt like a direct continuation of that unfinished struggle, explaining why his message struck such a deep, powerful chord in Brooklyn. In today's complex geopolitical climate, where external pressures on African nations remain significant, a contemporary leader speaking this language held immense significance, signaling a potential shift in the global balance of power and demanding a response from those who understood its historical weight. Inside the hall, the discussion intensified, a passionate exchange reflecting the complex emotions stirred by Traoré's actions. Brother Malik spoke first, his voice ringing with fervent support. "He's finally saying it," Malik exclaimed, "standing up for our dignity, demanding control of our own wealth. This is the leadership we've waited for." His enthusiasm was palpable, seeing in Traoré a symbol of defiant hope against historical exploitation. But Ms. Diallo, the elder, offered a more somber perspective. "It is a brave stance, yes," she said, her voice measured, "but history teaches us that such bravery comes at a cost." She spoke of leaders who dared to challenge external control, figures like Patrice Lumumba and Thomas Sankara, whose visions were tragically cut short. "Those who benefit from the current system do not yield power willingly," she warned, her words a stark reminder of the perils faced by those who disrupt the status quo. Dr. Touré added the academic's view, analyzing the geopolitical chessboard. "Traoré's position is inherently disruptive," he explained. It directly challenges established economic interests and security arrangements. This will inevitably invite significant external pressure, not always overt, but constant and multifaceted. He also highlighted the immense internal challenges Burkina Faso faced, persistent security threats, economic hurdles, and the potential for internal divisions to be exploited. The debate then turned inward. What was the diaspora's role? How could they offer meaningful support without interfering? Was it financial aid, political advocacy, or sharing expertise? The consensus grew. Passive observation was not an option. They needed to act, to send a message that acknowledged the risks Traoré was taking, affirmed their solidarity with his core principles of sovereignty, and offered strategic counsel from their unique vantage point in New York. The decision was made. A powerful message must be crafted and sent. What role do you think diaspora communities should play in global politics? Share your thoughts in the comments below. With the decision made, the task of translating their collective will into a tangible message fell to a small, dedicated committee, including Ms. Diallo, Brother Malik, and Dr. Traoré. They worked meticulously, each word chosen with care, understanding the weight their message would carry. They decided the most impactful format would be an open letter, addressed directly to Captain Traoré, but also intended for wider dissemination. This would not only reach the leader but also signal the depth of diaspora engagement to the world. The letter began by acknowledging the unbreakable historical ties between the African diaspora and the continent, recalling the shared journey through struggle and resilience. It offered sincere praise for Captain Traoré's courage in articulating a vision for a truly sovereign Burkina Faso, free from external manipulation and dedicated to its people's welfare. However, the message was not solely one of commendation. Drawing on their historical understanding and Dr. Traoré's geopolitical insights, they included crucial counsel. They warned against the potential for external forces to exploit any internal divisions and stressed the absolute necessity of fostering national unity and inclusive governance. They highlighted the critical importance of transparency in managing Burkina Faso's resources, ensuring they benefited the nation, not outside interests. The letter also pointed to the vast potential of the global African diaspora, ready to contribute through investment, knowledge transfer, and advocacy, offering a source of strength and solidarity. The message was a careful balance, unwavering support for the principle of sovereignty, coupled with strategic advice born from experience and a deep desire for Burkina Faso's success and stability. With the letter finalized, the committee ensured its careful delivery. Copies were sent through secure channels directly to Captain Traoré's office in Burkina Faso, while another was formally presented to the Burkinabe embassy in Washington, D.C. But the true strategic power of the message lay in its simultaneous public release. The decision was made to publish the open letter widely online, ensuring it reached not only the intended recipient but also the vast global Pan-African community and international observers watching the unfolding events. Almost immediately, the message began to spread. It appeared on prominent Pan-African news websites and was shared rapidly across social media platforms frequented by the diaspora, creating a powerful ripple effect. Back in New York, the community felt a sense of accomplishment and renewed hope, coupled with a vigilant watchfulness. They had spoken, their voice echoing across the Atlantic. While the exact reception in Burkina Faso remained private, one could imagine the impact on Traoré's government. Perhaps surprise at the organized solidarity, appreciation for the support, and careful consideration of the counsel offered from a community deeply invested in their future. This transatlantic exchange, a message from a Brooklyn community hall to a presidential office in Africa, holds significant weight in the landscape of political trends. It underscores a fundamental shift. The African diaspora is increasingly moving from being observers of events on the continent to becoming active, influential participants. This action solidified their role, demonstrating that their connection is not merely cultural or historical, but also political and strategic. The event reveals evolving dynamics between African nations and their diaspora communities. Leaders on the continent are recognizing the potential power, resources, and political will residing abroad, while the diaspora is finding new ways to engage directly and meaningfully. This message connects directly to the ongoing global struggle against external influence and the critical fight for African nations to control their own resources and destinies. It highlights the potent power of a collective voice and strategic communication emanating from non-state actors. Organized communities capable of influencing narratives and potentially even policy on a global scale. This challenges traditional notions of where political power and influence truly reside, proving that impactful messages can originate far from conventional centers of authority. Visual cue suggestion. Graphics illustrating interconnected networks spanning continents, perhaps showing lines of influence flowing from diaspora communities to African nations, contrasting with older models of top-down power structures. If you're finding this story insightful, hit the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into untold political trends. So, the story unfolds, a powerful message born from passionate debate in a Brooklyn community hall, traveling across the ocean to reach a leader in Burkina Faso. This narrative offers crucial life lessons. It shows us the enduring strength of historical connection and identity, proving that roots run deep regardless of distance. It highlights the vital importance of community organizing and collective action, how unified voices can create ripples on a global scale. We learn about the courage required to stand firm on principles, even when facing significant opposition. The story also underscores the value of strategic communication, demonstrating that balancing unwavering support with honest, experienced counsel can be incredibly impactful. Ultimately, it reveals the growing global reach and potential influence of diaspora communities and reminds us that the struggle for sovereignty and justice is an ongoing journey. This transatlantic call from New York to Burkina Faso was more than just a letter. It was a tangible expression of solidarity and a strategic intervention. It proved that impactful messages can emerge from unexpected places, momentarily shifting perceptions and reminding the world that the fight for self-determination continues, supported by voices resonating from across the globe. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe to Magnificent Story like this video and leave a comment sharing your thoughts. Don't miss our future deep dives into the untold stories shaping political trends.